right, so we're just talking a little bit more about this whole pelvis thing with the rotation here. So I want you to put your hands kind of like this, maybe along the groin here, almost like you're pointing in like a V shape here, right on the front of the pelvis. And I want you to recognize when you flow, if you go side to side, how that should kind of kick back and just guide it with your hands. You're not trying to force it with your hands, you just want to feel that flow there. And think about that as we kind of go through that. So I'm kind of almost going in an arc up, like an upside down horseshoe here, going back and forth. If I go into this motion here, I can kind of see how they come into like a squat. And as I shift and I'm rotating, I'm kind of pulling back into my right side. And then the left one's turning in a little bit. So they're kind of, my whole pelvis is turning that direction. And I can feel that now coming up from my chest. So I can put my hands up here now and feel that chest forward in the squat. I can feel that chest swivel as I come across, same direction. I'm swiveling through my pelvis and I'm swiveling through here and I'm pivoting through that back foot. Really helpful for like pivot kind of motions, so you can recognize how I kind of settle in on a more neutral foot. Or if I were to step out here too, pull in, align that as I pull back here and then lift and pivot here, drive through. So tying that into some of the other videos, getting a good sense of how that all comes together. When I walk, same thing, pull back, pivot here, right? Pull back, pivot here. I can bring my hands here. So same thing, kind of pull back here, lift, drive here. See how they're opposites, but I'm turning in the same direction and they're slightly offset. So I could have my hands here like this on the same side, so I can feel like how that's kind of opposite here. And as I step through, these have to drive here, or I could have opposite here or here. You can play around with those combinations, but just want to get some good feedback with that. And then the other thing that's helpful too is as you pull back here, kind of think off that push off. You're pulling back here, but you're also anchoring back there and driving here. So it's like a sprinter in the block coming off to that reach, like the boulder roll, or you can reinforce that with a band once you get that idea of that drive through. And that will pretty much encapsulate a lot of those concepts. Good.